Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Hate It or Love It. I am your host for today, Jeremiah the Revelist. So today I'm going to be reviewing Godzilla, King of Monsters. So Godzilla, King of Monsters, what I think about it, I thought it was it was a great movie. Like, I love the monster battles. I like the way Godzilla, King Ghidorah, Rodan, Mothra, I like the way they look. They look real. Like the fight scenes were like epic, like really epic. I would say watch this on the biggest screen because I seen it on a pretty big screen and I was just like, whoa. I wanted to see this on IMAX, but I can't find it anywhere to watch it on IMAX. I would have loved to see it on IMAX if it was possible. But it was just, this movie was to me better than the 2014 one, the Godzilla film. To me, this was the best one. It was better than Kong Skull Island. I find this one of the best Godzilla movies. Now, I can understand people's concerns and like all the human aspect. Okay, for one thing, the human aspect did not bother me much. And the reason why the human aspect did not bother me that much is because I grew up on the original Godzilla films. The original Godzilla films, the human aspect, they couldn't act. Like it was bad acting. Like it was all these one-liners and like, oh, Godzilla, Godzilla, ah! Like it was, that's how it was. It was mad campy, mad ridiculous. And you had the monsters, they were dressed up in costumes and stuff like that. But then it was like entertaining because it was silly, but we enjoyed the whole monster fights and battles. Come on, compared to like the puppetry and people wearing costumes and everything, they were a fun time. They were a good time. So when I see the human aspects in these new movies, they don't bother me because compared to back then, they're like, ugh, they weren't that great. You know what I'm saying? So I always say, like, if you never seen the original Godzilla movies, I would say, yo, go on YouTube, go on and like watch one of them, one of the original Godzilla movies, and then you compare it to this new one, and you could tell that these characters, they're a whole lot better than the original Godzilla films. So they didn't bother me that much. I really enjoy the character aspect, to tell you the truth, because they dealt into the Godzilla and the monster lores and where these titans are from. They were the original. Back then, they were the original gods. They're the ones that ruled the earth before mankind. So you really get into depth. You really get into depth with it. Not compared to the originals, because the original Godzilla movies, they never really got into. They got into a little bit of it, but this one like goes into the lore of where these monsters come from. And I really enjoy that aspect. And then the fight scenes were just epic proportion. I mean, come on. Like seeing Mothra, seeing Godzilla fight King Ghidorah, that was like epic battle. But the only thing I gotta say, this wasn't a perfect movie, no. I wanted to see more Mothra and more Rodan more. I wanted to see more of them. I wanted to see them do more. They didn't do. They didn't do as much as I wanted them to be, and I wanted the fight scenes a little longer. Like I wanted those fight scenes a little longer, and I wanted them to focus on the monsters more throughout the fight scenes than on the humans, because there is sometimes when you're watching a fight, you're like, oh, this is really good. And then they go into the humans. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I want to see more. I want to see what's going on more. But the fight scenes are a lot better than the 2014 Godzilla, where they tease too much fighting and then you didn't see much. And then at the end, you see a lot. You know what I'm saying? But they did the fight scenes a little bit longer, and but I kind of wanted them to focus a little bit more on the monsters when it came to the fighting scenes and make the fight scenes longer. So those are the only nitpicks I have about it, but other than that, it was just a good time. I had some laughs, I had some jaw-dropping moments. Like, I really think y'all should check this out. Like, If you are a fan of Godzilla, you love Godzilla, you love these kaiju movies, watch this movie. This movie's for you. If you're not a fan or you're not a big kaiju fan or Godzilla fan, then you may not like this movie because you're just not into it or you just don't know the lore enough to like be interested in it. But I gotta say, this movie was a good time. Like, I love the special effects, the visuals, man. Half of these visuals with the monsters, you want to put it as your wallpaper on your phone, on your freaking laptop, computer screen, wallpaper. Those visuals were like, whew, they were great, you know. But I gotta say, I'm going to give this movie, my rating on this movie is on the real for real. It wasn't 100% perfect. I had little things I wanted more, but still, it was still a great time. I really enjoyed this movie out of all the other Godzilla and King Kong movies, all the Kaiju movies that I've seen. I really enjoyed this one. I really liked this. It was like the Godzilla movie I was hoping for. I cannot wait for King Kong versus Godzilla. That's going to be looking very epic. And I like the fact that they did something with Mothra. Like, they kind of did some homages to the original Mothra movies. So I'm not even going to... They did play the Mothra song, but in a different way. But I'm not going to go into anything further on that, because if you're a fan of Godzilla and Mothra, when you watch this film, you're going to see what I'm talking about. And you know what? Comment on it. If you have seen that, comment on it below. And let's talk about it, because I thought that was really cool. Comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about Godzilla. Like, I thought it was great. Let me know what you thought about it. All right. So, I gotta go. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.